I've never hiked somewhere with this kind of scene.
How majestic is this?
You gotta love castles if you come to Scotland.
Yeah.
We're being tailed by a local. You have to drive faster, bruv.
Warning. The UK accents in this video are meant for comedic effect and not for linguistic interpretation. Please refrain from being offended in the comments below.
This is gonna be really interesting. Well, we're starting our true Scottish adventure with Andrew forgetting his passport at the Airbnb.
So we got some exciting stuff planned, but first we have to make sure he can leave the country eventually, so.
I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Oh no, it's telling me to go left. Can I go left here? I imagine they start yelling at me as I'm leaving.
We're gonna go ahead and take that deposit, mate.
Mate, do you need that extra coverage?
Yeah, he looked at us and he was like, do you want the full coverage?
I said, yes sir. You are going to be the master navigator with me. So if I f up, it's on both of us.
I might be better at driving than navigating, but I'm not driving, so.
You know what else I just kind of realized? Like, why did I think the gas and the brake were switched? They're not switched.
Okay, we cut that. Cut that. Beep. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this.
Always look right.
I like the guy's joke. He was like, just make sure to drive on the right side of the road. Well, I guess in this case, the left.
I'm gonna die. Oh my god, we're doing it!
Oh
my god, I don't know where the map is.
Oh. Sorry.
You are going to be the master navigator with me. Oh my god, a roundabout. Look right. Done.
You are actually a pro! So welcome to our Scotland adventures. We're gonna go get Andrew's passport, then we're gonna continue on our journey, driving through the Highlands, seeing some castles, and staying at some charming bed and breakfasts. Off to a wonderful start! Now let's go get that passport.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm so close to both sides, and I honestly, like, it's kind of ridiculous now.
It looks like we're about to fall off this edge, but then when a car comes, it also looks like we're falling off that edge.
Yeah.
Anyways, look how beautiful it is. There's these yellow flowers everywhere. It's okay, you've driven in Houston a bunch. You can do a little Scottish highway.
That's a lot of traffic, huh? Here we go.
Oh god.
We're doing it.
Ah! Oh god.
Oh, there goes my map.
Awesome. Great work.
Now, where's the apartment 2 parking is the better question. I ringed the apartment, and then I turn around and I look in the mailbox and I'm like, huh, that's a passport. And then I was like, oh, that's my passport. So she must have messaged me, then I didn't get it. Let me just message them and be like, thank you so much.
So for the past 2-3 days, we've been in Inverness celebrating our anniversary.
1 year married.
And while we were here, we got to do some really cool Glen Coe experience where we also had tea and at this really lovely tea shop. We've explored the city and really just had a nice relaxing few days. So now this next part of our trip is going to be our road trip and exploration, and then the last part will be in Edinburgh. So we're super excited to be here in Scotland, and I'm excited to do a road trip. This is our first time driving in Europe.
We did like a really big road trip throughout the US. If you want to check that out, I'll leave some links.
And we also rented a car in Mexico at one point.
Yeah, so we've rented cars before in different places, just not in Europe. And our first European experience is driving on the opposite side of the road.
Easy money.
Yeah, hey, we got here safe and sound.
All right, well, now we gotta get to a castle.
I'm doing it. Oh my God, I'm running.
Oh.
holy crap, it's gorgeous today. Like, it's bright blue skies. It's beautifully green. It's just like a really nice contrast. And I don't have to worry about rain while I drive, which is something that I was a little bit.
That's a good point.
I was a little bit worried about.
And since we're here at the beginning of May, it's really lush and green, and there's a lot of different flowers popping up. I don't know what these flowers are, but there's these yellow flowers everywhere you look. And then along the way, you'll also see different purples and blues, and it's just overall so lovely.
We survived, and we are now out at, I'm gonna absolutely butcher this, and I apologize, Urquhart Castle. And we are going to check out this beautiful castle nestled on Loch Ness. Anyway, we have to go to the scanning point. It's really cool, actually. They give you your tickets. I'm gonna blur this out just in case.
No one's gonna steal your ticket.
You're stealing my personal information. Oh, they gave us the tickets on our wallet on your iPhone. Very nice. Seamless.
Okay. Let's go. We just finished up at Urquhart Castle, that's how you say it, I believe, Urquhart. It was lovely. We got to walk around to see basically the castle ruins. We watched a film that went over 1,000 years of its history, and then there was also like a really lovely gift shop.
Yeah, it's mostly grounds, but I mean, the fact that it sits on Loch Ness is, I think, like the real kicker to come here. The views are phenomenal, especially like on a day like today. The 16 pounds is absolutely worth it. Well, this is the start of the real road trip, and we have about 2.5 hours to almost the very tip of the Isle of Skye. We're staying in Wiig. I don't even think that's how you pronounce it, but I like the pronunciation that I give. So we're staying in Wiig at Queel Lodge Bed and Breakfast. Very cutesy. All right, here we go.
5 minutes in, and that says 20-minute delay is possible. Good thing we broke out the snacks.
Good thing we have nothing to do. We just driving. Also like a 2.5 hour.
Woo!
Oh,
that
wow.
was quick. We've been driving for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and the landscape is changing dramatically. So it was really lush and green, and there was like sheep and rolling hills, and now it's getting like dry and bouldery and...
Did someone say boulder?
This guy loves to boulder. Yeah, but the landscape's changing up, and it's a little more barren. So this is interesting.
This is exactly what I was expecting. But we're on our way to a new castle, which actually I forgot was on the itinerary. I just favorited it on Google Maps, and if we drove by it, we could see it. I think it's on a little island, and there's like a little bridge to get across it. And it's a little bit more intact than the last one we saw. Just gonna enjoy the rest of this 28-minute drive along the loch.
You gotta love castles if you come to Scotland.
Yeah.
Been a little bit of a bad passenger because I keep dozing off. It's just so nice and relaxing. But now we're really close to where we're going to be staying for the night, which is on the west side of the Isle of Skye. We're a little outside of Portree, and we're just passing through the town right now. But we have a really charming bed and breakfast that we're going to stay at, and we're actually going to be staying at bed and breakfast for the next 3 nights. Oh, it's gorgeous. Ooh, watch out for those chickens. Hi, chickens.
Yep. This is really cool. Don't make it.
We're here. All right.
Wow.
We made it.
It's very remote.
Wow. We checked into our bed and breakfast and it's incredibly charming. Props to Andrew for finding it. When coming to Scotland, I told Andrew that I wanted to do a traditional bed and breakfast experience, somewhere really scenic and somewhere really charming, and he found the perfect one. So this is Cool Lodge, and it's run by a very sweet couple named Sandy and Margaret, and we just got the whole rundown of our room, and they live here as well, and they serve so many different breakfast options. We're only here one night because these places book up so fast. That was the biggest struggle about finding a place to stay in the Isle of Skye, is things are booked. So we're gonna make the most of it and really just enjoy being here and having this gorgeous scenic view. And you know what it's like?
What?
It's like a Hallmark movie. We love Hallmark. But yeah, this is our room. We have a really lovely bed. We have this area that you can get ready in over here. There's a hair dryer, a mini fridge, and we have this little coffee nook, which is so cute. I'm gonna have to get up extra early so we can have like a coffee before breakfast, just so we can sit at this nook and enjoy this view. And then we also have this really lovely and well-stocked bathroom. Everything that we need is here. The living room's downstairs, you can lounge there. Overall, I'm really impressed.
We got here and we have not eaten. There's not very many places to eat, if you can imagine, in a town of very few people. There's a cafe that's opening back up at 5:30. We drove over there. They're opening back up at 5:30. I've had a protein bar, a muffin, and a ham and cheese toasty today. It's not necessarily my best diet.
Let's go get some food though.
It just hit 5:30. That's what I was checking my watch for. Let's do it. Just got a proper fish and chips, lad. Proper. No, I can't open this again.
Passport, check.
Yes.
Good morning and ready to start adventure after a really nice rest.
Yeah, that place was phenomenal.
Let's go.
Yeah, these are some really small roads. Like, a lot of these small roads here are just like single track.
But luckily we're the only car going on it right now. All right, we're pulling up to Ferry Glen.
Ferry Glen and Castle Ewan.
And we're off. I honestly don't know what this is gonna look like at all. Andrew kind of did the research. But I did see some sheep.
It also says...
That is important.
It says sheep grazing lands.
Andrew says this feels like we're in Harry Potter. I've never hiked somewhere with this kind of scene, so it is so unique and cool. Rolling green hills, and they're like very odd shaped. Are any of these man-made or is this all natural?
I don't know.
Give me the full history. Sheep spread throughout. Nice chilly, a little bit gloomy day. It's very magical. Good thing I brought my wand.
I feel like I'm in Harry Potter. All these like mounds are really weird. I don't know why, they're so interesting. This is a nice little like 30-40 minute walk, I would say. There's a majestic sheep on this hill up here. Maybe we can see him.
Oh.
Well, it's just me up here for now. A lot of people around the trails down here. This is a beautiful view though. I'm not gonna be able to get it on camera, but there's an amazing waterfall over in this crevice over here. It's kind of crazy to see everything from above.
Being tailed by a local. You have to drive faster, bruv.
I'm trying to get over for him. Well, I feel bad. There's no like passing areas out here.
Also, this is 60 miles per hour on these roads. Oh, good. Thank goodness. Woo! The speed limit is supposed to be 60 out here, and these are the 60 miles per hour. Small little roads.
But it's difficult when it says slow, like in the road. It's like, slow down now, and then it says that every literally 3 minutes. But that was
It's
really
okay.
neat.
He made his way around.
He did. But that was a really neat hike, wasn't it?
That was a really neat hike. And we met some lovely people on the hike.
Yeah. It was really interesting seeing the little like rock formations of the ferry. It's called the Ferry Glen. Glen, did we already say this? But Glen means valley in Scottish Gaelic. And it was a very apparently magical place. And it felt like it, I would say.
The weather today is what we expected typical Scotland weather to be like. It's a little gray and overcast, and it has a chill and a little stronger wind, but this is exactly the weather that we kind of want to experience here, because it's really cozy and it's still, it fits the Scotland vibe. Yesterday it was just incredibly sunny and bright and kind of warm actually. It's pretty magical driving through these roads, and you know, it's pretty bumpy right now. I'm like, I can barely hold this camera.
Just paid £28 for 20 litres of petrol.
How many gallons is that?
It's like 4 gallons, I think.
What, really? No, it filled it up though.
Yeah, but... Oh yeah, you're right, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, anyway, we filled up a half a tank and it was 28 pounds.
28 pounds for half a tank. That's like a full tank at home. Something interesting here is that you fill up your tank first and then you go inside to pay, which for us is kind of like unheard of. Because we showed up and we were like, pump 2, and she was like, go fill it first. And so
yeah, I was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. I feel like if that happened at home, people would just be filling up tanks and driving off.
Dude, for real. All right, well, we got a little coffee and a hot chocolate with a little special whiskey involved.
Well, when we walked in, it's a distillery, but it's also a coffee shop. And we walked in and he was like, do you want whiskey? And we're like, we actually want coffee. And then I ended up getting a hot chocolate and he was like, do you want whiskey in it? And I was like, I have a feeling this guy wants me to try the whiskey. So he put a shot of whiskey inside. And did he charge us for whiskey?
Nope.
He didn't. What a nice lad. Anyways, it's delicious. Hot chocolate and whiskey. I said, this is gonna keep me warm. And then he says, it's not even cold.
It's a busy time here in Scotland, very busy. So trying to find the best places to eat and hang out has been interesting, but we're still enjoying it. It's a beautiful time. Onward.
Onward.
We're about an hour away from where we're supposed to be to our next B&B, and we're outside of Glen Coe, which, if you're not familiar, is a big part of Harry Potter, and also it's beautiful hiking, and there's a reason why, because it's absolutely gorgeous. This is easily the most beautiful road that we've driven so far, in my humble opinion, and it's on the way to our B&B, which is sick. And we're also less than an hour away from here, so if we find a really cool hike tomorrow, maybe we have something to do.
So we checked into our bed and breakfast, which incredible. Andrew, great job, 2 for 2. The owner gave us this little book of history on Glen, which is the town that we're in. And we're doing like a little walk and then seeing some nature and history, including a random castle that's just literally 5 minutes from our B&B. We're gonna walk and it says, the ruins of this castle are dangerous, so you're at your own risk. They probably means Nosferatu lives here.
One of the reasons why I booked this place is because of this old ass castle. Because I knew that this was gonna be so cool and nobody's here. And it's literally just like castle ruins that are actually pretty intact.
And this castle dates back to 1609. This is the original building, is from the 1400s and was later extended and improved. This place was where a lot of executions happened. The famous beheading pit was on record, used many times for executions of enemies of the Campbells and the noble criminals.
Let's check out this pit in the castle itself.
So behind me is Loch Tay, which is absolutely stunning, but you have to be super careful because the most dangerous water creature in all of Britain lives here, the Kelpie. Have you ever heard of the Kelpie? Well, it's their supernatural creature, more dangerous than the Loch Ness Monster, super important, but they mostly go after young women and girls by transforming into either a beautiful horse, which would get me, or a beautiful man.
Which would get me.
And it's said that they go up and they, will lure them in and they'll grab them and then their skin will be connected and they'll take them underwater. So that's terrifying. So if you are ever around Loch Tay and a very handsome horse or man comes up to you, run, don't touch them. Good morning, happy Wednesday. We had another phenomenal bed and breakfast. And we are fueled up to go do probably our largest hike in Scotland that we're going to do. This hike is called what? Ben's Lawyer. Ben's attorney. And it's gonna be about 4 to 4.5 hours. And it's gonna be uphill. It's a lot of elevation gain. But from the top, we'll get to see a very nice view of this area and this town. And let's go do the hike.
And this place is only 12 minutes from our B&B, so I feel like we have to do it. But I know it's really hard. I think it's gonna be really hard, but we'll see. Golly. Do I look like I'm in Survivor?
No, you look like you're in the back of a truck stop.
We are 12 minutes away. Yeah, Ben Lawyers. Who is Ben? And who is
Lawers?
Ben's Lawyers?
Wow, this feels like we're on another planet.
It actually kind of does. This is weird. I like how there's just like so many passing places. Like, I just think that's cool. It's like a single road, and then it's like, I mean, if you want to get off, you can, I guess. Hopefully you don't run into anybody else. Do I look like I'm on Survivor? We've arrived.
Let's do this. Looks like we have to buy a parking ticket and then we're on our way. So it looks like this is the highest mountain in the Central Highlands and we're gonna hike it. Woo! It's also one of the most important places in Britain for mountain plants, and these require sensitive management and protection. Let's go! So our GoPro just died. It said it had 65% battery.
That's rather
It
unfortunate.
just died on us.
Anyway, I think we were mid-speech when we were saying that the first like 15 minutes of this hike is just straight up. Basically, the first half of this hike is just an uphill battle. I think it's like 3,500 feet of elevation gain, and most of that is within the first half, or actually I think all of it. You can actually see the car park, and you can see the vans from here.
Yeah,
it's actually really beautiful, and you can see the road too.
Although it's been kind of uphill so far, this has been kind of easy, I will say. Nice and lovely. Everything is laid out by a path. That was something that the owner of the B&B told us not to worry about getting lost, so that was important. And it's such a nice temperature right now. I think it's about in the later 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The air is crisp. There's no wind. It's very still right now, so you kind of can start heating up. I'm hoping it'll clear up a bit, but the weather forecast says it's cloudy all day, so maybe we'll still be able to see the views. I don't know.
I think we will. As long as the clouds don't cover the peak, we should be able to see the views. So there's also like so many bumblebees out here. It's so pretty, and they just keep like buzzing around us. I just watched some people ahead of us take this ladder right here. I don't even know if I'm pointing at it, but it like goes over the electric fence, and it's really muddy where the gate is. So I think they put this here in case it does get muddy.
Kind of
scary being over an electric fence. One slip, I'm gone.
I'm gonna do this with one hand. You look so far down.
And look at these little slugs that you see along the way. We've seen quite a few of them. That one's a small one. Typically they're a little bigger.
To Ben's lawyer we go. It's funny because this peak behind me is not actually the peak we're hiking, but we have to go over this peak to get to Glen's lawyer. Why is he so far away?
Glen's? Ben. Lawyers. You say Glen?
Glen.
Ben?
Oh, Glen and Ben is the peak. Ben's lawyer. Sorry, Glen. Got it wrong. Anyway, wait, you might be able to see the guy up there. We are oh so close. Oh so close. This is the tallest peak in the Central Highlands. So we're gonna get an amazing 360 view, and some guys just confirmed it who were hiking down below, so, and we can see it this time. Definitely got duped. Thought this back here was the top, was not. And then this is actually the top with a little statue, so close. On the way back down, so there's a circular path that goes around the first hill or mountain that we climbed, and it kind of like circles back around, so that way you don't have to like hike the mountain again. And this view, you're kind of like dipping into the valley a little bit, and this view is insane. But I'm about to hit 4 miles right here, so that gives us about 3 miles left, and then we will be at the car park. It's also really crazy to just hear like it's so quiet, and you can just hear like all the water flowing and the rivers, and there's so many that like come off of these mountains, and almost like little like crevices and caves. I mean, it would be super cool to get to one of them, but I don't even know if that's possible. So time to finish this bad boy off. Yeah, this has been a hike and a half, and coming down has felt like a pretty decent while, but we are so close. I see the car currently at 6.72 miles, which means we have 0.25 left, so like 1 lap. And we will be in the car park, taking our shoes off and then driving to get some coffee. What a hike. We officially made it. Yay! Let's go.
High five.
Look at that.
Good morning. We are back on the road and headed to Edinburgh today. We just checked out of our cute bed and breakfast, and we're gonna miss that place because it was absolutely lovely. We loved talking to the owner, Monica, and just the town of Glen was so charming and just a great place to stop in. How are we feeling?
Good. I'm back on these roads and just trying to readjust. I feel like I've had to readjust my mind like every day. Luckily, these lanes are so much wider than the country roads that we were driving down the past few days. So this is cake. I'm adjusting very quickly.
We're coming to an end.
All the anxious driving is officially gone, and all the anxiety of driving here has been ridden of. Hopefully.
He did have to do 20 roundabouts.
Yeah.
But this was fun.
Very fun.
Cheers.